Molly?
Oh, stop shoving the poor kid. She ain't doing nothing to you.
She's keeping me awake, ain't she?
No, you're keeping us awake.
Am not.
R2.
Am not.
R2. Oh, you think you're Jack Dempsey, do ya?
And you're looking for a knuckle sandwich.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They're fighting and I will get no sleep all night. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Pipe down, all of ya. Go back to sleep.
Mama, Mommy.
It's all right, Molly. Annie's here. It was my mama, Annie. We was riding on the ferry boat, and she was holding me up to see all the big ships. Then she was walking away waving, and I couldn't find her no more. Any place. So, and I gotta go back to sleep, honey. It's after 2 o'clock in the morning. Annie, read me a note. My note again? Please. Sure, Molly.
Ugh, here we go again.
Please take care of our little darling. Her name is Annie. She was born on October 28th. We'll be back to get her soon.
We left half of a locket around her neck so that when we come back for her, you will know that she's our baby.
Oh my goodness, now we're laughing.
All right, do you want us to put the teeth inside your mouth or out? I dream about having a mother and father again, but you're lucky. You where we got them. I know, somewhere. Maybe far away, or maybe real nearby. He may be pouring her coffee. She may be straightening his tie. Maybe in a house all hidden by a hill. She's sitting playing piano. He's sitting paying a bill. Betcha they're young. Betcha they're smart. Bet they collect things like ashtrays and art. Betcha they're good. Why shouldn't they be? Their one mistake was given on me. So maybe now it's time, and maybe when I wake, they'll be there calling me baby, maybe. Good night, Kate. Good night, Annie. Good night, July. Good night, Annie. Good night, Duffy. Good night, Tessie. Betcha he reads, betcha she sews. Maybe she's made me a closet of clothes. Maybe they're strict, as straight as a line. Don't really care as long as they're mine. So maybe now this prayer's the last one of its kind. Won't you please come get your baby?
What now?
Annie, what you doing? Running away?
Oh my goodness.
don't care. I'm getting out of here. Okay, going now. Wish me luck.
So long, dumbbell, and good luck.
Aha! I caught you. I hear you, Brad. I always hear you. Get up. What do you say? What do you say?
I love you, Miss Hannigan.
Rotten orphan.
I'm not an orphan. My mother and father left a note saying they loved me and they were coming back for me.
That was 1922. This is 1933. They must have been caught in traffic. You in here? Get up! I said get up. Put those things away. It's medicine.
You must be very sick. Boo.
Now for this one's shenanigans, you're gonna clean these floors and strip the beds for the laundryman.
But it's 4:00 in the morning.
I know, and you're gonna get down on your knobby little knees and clean this dump until it shines like the top of the Chrysler building. Get to work! Now! Why any kid would want to be an orphan, I'll never know.
It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Instead treated, we get tricked. Instead kisses, we get kicked. It's a hard knock life. Got no folks to speak of, so it's a hard knock growing home. Kind blankets, styrofoam, empty bellies, styrofoam. It's a hard knock life. Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it seem like there's never any light?
Once a day, don't you wanna throw the towel in?
It's easier than putting up a fight. No one's there when your dreams are looking creepy. No one cares if you grow or if you shrink. No one tries when your eyes get red and weepy. From the crying, you would think this place would sing. Oh, empty belly life, full of smelly life, full of sorrow life. No tomorrow life. Santa Claus we never see. Santa Claus, what's that? Who's he? No one cares for you, a smidge. When you're in an orphanage, it's a hard knock life. You stop. She did dump signs like the top of the Chrysler building. Yank the whiskers from her chin. Jam her with a singing pin. Make her drink a Mickey Finn. I love you, Miss Hannigan. Get to work. Slip down the bed. I said get to work. Merry Christmas. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. No one cares for you, a smidge. When you're in an orphanage, it's a hard knock life. It's the hard knock life.
Good morning, children.
Good morning, Miss Hannigan.
Well,
I love you, Miss Hannigan.
what are you doing in there?
Nothing.
Get her out of there. Get her out! Your days are numbered. All right, breakfast.
Hot mush?
No, you don't get hot mush today.
Yes!
You get cold mush. And after your mush, you'll go straight to your sewing machines. There's an order of dresses that need to be completed even if you have to work straight through till midnight. Now line up. Move it!
Morning, kids. Clean sheets once a month, whether you need them or not.
Morning, Bundle.
Oh yeah, Aggie, I'm running a little late. I'll see you in January.
You come here, you big handsome brute. Don't you want to know what I'm getting you for Christmas?
What?
Egg Foo Young in Chinatown for 2 on me.
Egg Foo Young? For Christmas?
All you can eat. So what you getting me?
What'd I get you last year?
Nothing.
Good, you're getting it again.
Get out of here with that damn laundry.
So long, Aggie, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, kids.
You call this clean, Annie? This place looks like a pigsty. Annie! Annie, where's that Annie? What do you mean Annie ain't here?
She just went
With Mr. Bundles in the laundry bag.
Bundles! Police!
Running free in NYC. Bet she finds her books like that. Mom and Dad run off the bed. Lucky duck, but we're gonna have to pay. Gonna get our faces slapped. Gonna get our knuckles wrapped. It's hard to fly. Yes, it is. It's hard to fly. Yes, it is. It's hard to fly. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Wait for me.
Apples! Apples! 2 for a dime! Apples! Apples, anyone? 2 for a nickel? Thank you. Apples!
Gonna buy some? I can eat tonight if you buy some. Nabbed a mutt in the alley back there. 50 cents.
Good. There's supposed to be a whole bunch of them running wild over to 14th Street. Come on.
But don't worry, I'm not gonna let them get you or me. It'll be fine for the both of us. At least not today, well. The sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick up my chin and grin and say, oh, the sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're always a day away. Yes, officer?
That tall pig. Ain't he a stray? Ain't I seen him running around the neighborhood?
A stray? Oh, no, officer. He's my dog.
Your dog, huh? So what's his name?
His name is Sandy. Right, Sandy. You see, 'cause his nice sandy color.
Sandy, huh? Okay, let's see him respond when you call him.
Well, you see, officer, I just got him. Sometimes he just don't want to listen.
Call him.
Sandy! Here, boy! Sandy!
Okay, so maybe he is your dog, but the next time you go out for a walk, I want to see him with a leash and a license, or else I'll take him to the pound and they'll put him to sleep. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I understand. On a leash and with a license.
Okay, now get on out of here. I don't want you catching a death of cold from this weather.
I don't mind the weather.
Sure thing, beautiful.
Patience, patience.
Make way for John D. Rockefeller.
How'd it go today, Allie?
7 million people in this city, and you can't sell one lousy apple.
Excuse me, folks. Did anybody leave a red-headed child at an orphanage about 11 years ago?
Not me, kid.
Ladies, gents, dinner is served.
Nah. Okay. But my dog is.
Hey, kid, come over here. Get your fill.
Thanks, lady.
Hey, kid. What are you doing out alone this time of night?
I'm looking for my parents. They're lost.
Lost? Well, how long you been looking for them?
About 11 years?
Now that's lost.
Kid, it's time to quit looking.
No, I'm gonna find them.
Hey, that's something I haven't heard since 1928. What? Optimism.
Optimism. What do we have to be optimistic about? Look at us. Our life's a nightmare.
Well, you gotta have a dream.
Traffic rattling overhead all night.
To wake up from your nightmare.
Empty pockets.
At least you got pockets.
Freezing things.
Lucky you got them empty pockets.
Newspapers for blankets.
You can read in bed.
Kid, you should have been a politician. You could have run against Roosevelt.
Hey, listen to this. Former President Herbert Hoover said today in an interview, though I was in no way personally responsible for the 1929 stock market crash,
Yeah, right.
I have the deepest sympathy for the millions who are now ragged, hungry, and homeless.
Today we're living in a shanty. Today
Evening, all right. All you bums, get out of here.
They're not bums.
We're tearing down this junk pile right now. Let's go.
Yeah?
Molly just threw up.
What do you got there? What do you got there, Kate?
A dead mouse. You want to see it?
Get to work! All you!
My line got skipped over because I didn't remember the line.
Everywhere I turn, I can see them. Little girls, night and day I eat, sleep, and breathe them. I'm an ordinary woman with feelings. I like a man to nibble on my ear, but I'll admit, no man has bit. So how come I'm the mother of the year? Little teeth, little cheeks, everything around me is little. If I wring a little necks, surely I would get an acquittal. Some women are dripping with diamonds. Some women are dripping with pearls. Lucky me, look at what I'm dripping with. Little girls. Shut up! How I hate little shoes, little socks, and each little bloomer. I'd have cried 2 years ago if it weren't for my sense of humor. Someday I'll step on their freckles. Some night I'll straighten their curls. Send the flood, send the flu, anything that you can do to little girls.
The big red letters stand for the Jell-O family. Oh, the big red letters stand for the Jell-O family. That's Jell-O, yum yum yum. Jell-O puddings, yum yum yum. Jell-O tapioca puddings, yes sirree. Once again, we bring you the romance of Helen Trent, who sets out to prove for herself what so many women long to prove. That because a woman is 35 or more, romance in life need not be over. That romance can live at 35 and after.
Oh, merciful God, I hope so.
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan, is it?
Yeah.
We found your runaway.
You. Oh, thank you so much, officer. Children, guess what? There's ginger snaps and hot cocoa in the recreation room.
What recreation?
Oh, shoo. Thank you. Thank you so much, officer. You're okay, right?
She was down in one of them Hoovervilles down by the docks. Had a mangy mutt with her, but he got away.
Poor Pumpkin, out in the freezing cold with just this thin sweater. I hope you didn't catch influenza. Thank you so much, officer.
All in the line of duty. And you? Don't let me hear again that you're running away from this nice lady.
She's not.
Good day, officer.
Good afternoon.
You, I'm gonna have your head. And the next time you walk out that door, it's gonna be 1953. Well, you happy to be back, huh?
Yes, Miss Hannigan.
You liar. What's the one thing I always taught you? Never tell a lie. So, what's the one thing I always taught you?
Never tell a lie, Miss Hannigan.
For what you've done, I could get fired. Have the Board of Orphans sticking their nose in here. Well, you'll pay for it, I promise. Stay.
Good afternoon. Miss Hannigan?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm Grace Farrell.
So?
And the New York City Board of Orphans suggested that I come down.
Hang on a second. I can explain everything. You see, it wasn't my fault. It was Annie. She got into bundles.
Miss Hannigan,
and I know I should have called Mr. Donatelli instead of the cops, but
Miss Hannigan? I'm sorry, but I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
I get it. You just hold it, sister. If it's beauty products you're peddling, I don't need any. Get out.
Miss Hannigan, I'm not peddling anything. I'm private secretary to Oliver Warbucks.
Oliver Warbucks? Wait, the Oliver Warbucks.
The Oliver Warbucks.
You know, I read in Winchell's column, Oliver Warbucks is the world's richest unmarried man.
I wouldn't know. I don't read, Mr. Winchell. Miss Hannigan, Mr. Warbucks has decided to invite an orphan to spend the Christmas holidays with him.
An orphan?
Yes, an orphan.
You sure you wouldn't rather have a lady? I got 2 weeks coming. It was a joke.
What kind of orphan did he have in mind?
Well, she should be friendly and intelligent.
MISSISSIPPI.
And cheerful.
Shut up! How old?
Oh, age doesn't really matter. Say 8 or 9, 10, 11. 11 would be perfect. Oh, and I almost forgot. Mr. Warbucks prefers red-headed children.
11. Redhead. Sorry, ain't got no orphans like that around here.
Well, what about this child here?
Annie? You don't want Annie. She's a drunk. And a liar. A drunk and a liar.
Yes, I'm sure she's a drunk and a liar. Annie, would you like to spend the next 2 weeks at Mr. Warbucks' house?
I would love to. I would really love to.
Hold it. Now listen, you can have any orphan in the orphanage, but not Annie.
And why not?
I just told you.
I suppose, Miss Hannigan, that this has something to do with all that business about the laundry bag and the police. Perhaps I should call Mr. Donatelli at the Board of Orphans. Sign it.
Yeah, I'll sign it. I'm an easy gal to get along with. If it's Annie you want, it's Annie you get.
It's Annie I want.
Oh, it's Annie you get.
Wonderful. So if you'll just go ahead and grab her coat, we'll be on our way.
She don't have no coat.
All right. Then we'll go buy her one. We'll go to Bergdorf's and buy you a brand new warm winter coat.
I'm getting a coat. She's getting a coat? I can hardly believe it.
She can hardly believe it.
Come along now, Annie. Mr. Warbucks' limo is waiting outside.
Bye.
Bye, Annie.
And season's greetings.
Yeah, season's greetings. Someday I'll land with all the nuts and the squirrels. There I'll stay tucked away till the prohibition of a little girl.
Good afternoon, Drake. Everyone? Has Mr. Warbucks arrived yet?
No, miss. It's the flight landed from Chicago at 3:30, so we're expecting him any minute.
Wonderful. We really live here. Mrs. Greer? Has the carpet been laid down in the dining room, Mrs. Greer? And has the Steinway been tuned?
Yes, miss.
Everything is in order, miss. Mrs. Pugh has even prepared his favorite meal.
New England clam chowder.
Wonderful.
Kentucky fried chicken.
Wonderful.
Idaho potatoes.
And
baked Alaska.
Fine.
It will be good to have Mr. Warbucks home again, miss.
Yes, 6 weeks is a long time. Now, could you all come over here for a moment, please?
Quickly, everyone. Everyone, quickly.
Everyone, this is Annie. She'll be with us for the next 2 weeks for Christmas.
Miss.
Annie, this is everyone.
May I take your coat, miss?
Will I get it back?
Of course, dear.
Gee, I really love my new coat, Miss Farrell.
I'm glad, dear. Now, what would you like to do first?
The floors. I'll scrub them. And then I'll get to the...
Annie, you won't have to do any cleaning while you're here.
I won't?
No, you're our guest for Christmas. And for the next 2 weeks, you're going to have a very swell time. Cecile will pick out all your clothes. Your path is drawn by Mrs. Greer. Annette comes in to make your bed.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
And then swimming pool is to the left.
Inside the house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
The tennis court is in the rear.
I never picked up a racket.
What? Have an instructor here at noon. Oh, and get that Don Budge fellow if he's available.
Yes, miss.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
And when you wake, ring for Drake. Drake will bring your tray. When you're through, Mrs. Pugh comes to take it away. No need to pick up any toy.
That's okay, I haven't got any anyway.
No finger will you lift, my dear.
6 weeks. Where the hell is everybody? Hello.
Sir?
Sir.
Welcome home, Mr. Warbucks.
Welcome home, Mr. Warbucks.
It's good to be home.
How was your flight from Chicago?
Not bad. Took 17 hours, and we only had to land 8 times. Now, first things first. Has the painting arrived from Paris?
Yes, sir. They're getting ready to hang it now.
Ah, yes. No, I don't think so. Grace?
Yes, sir.
Messages.
Yes, sir. President Roosevelt called. He wants you to call him at the White House.
That's fine, I'll call him tomorrow. Anyone else?
Yes, John D. Rockefeller, Mahatma Gandhi, and Harpo Marx.
Nothing important. What did Harpo want?
Oh, he didn't say.
Wait a minute. On second thought, I think I can learn to live with it. Hang it somewhere.
Mr. Warbucks, I'd like for you
Oh, and Mrs. Pugh.
Dinner.
Yes.
New England clam chowder.
Wonderful.
Kentucky fried chicken.
Wonderful.
And
I won't be having dinner this evening. I've got hours of paperwork to get through.
wonderful.
Grace, I'll need you for dictation.
Yes, sir.
Drake, dismiss the staff.
Yes, sir.
Now, Grace, we'll start with... Who is this?
Oh, this is Annie, sir. The orphan who'll be with us for the Christmas holidays.
The orphan? But that's not a boy. Orphans are boys.
I'm sorry, sir. You just said orphan. So, I got a girl.
All right. Annie, is it? Annie what?
Sir?
What's your last name?
Oh, I don't have a last name that I know of. And I'm sorry that I'm not a boy.
I don't suppose you'd like to meet Babe Ruth.
Oh, boy, sure. Who's Babe Ruth?
We couldn't be happier that you'll be spending Christmas with us. What are we supposed to do with this child?
Well, it is her first night here.
It is. Oh, well, I guess we should do something to celebrate. Annie, why don't you have a seat?
A movie.
Oh, would you like to see a movie?
I would love to. I've heard a lot about them, but I've never been to one.
Never?
No, sir.
Well, we'll have to do something about that and do it quick. And nothing but the best for you, Annie. You'll go to the Roxy, followed by an ice cream soda at Rumpelmeyer's and a handsome cab ride through Central Park.
Golly.
Grace.
Yes.
If you'll get the notes,
Oh, let me get the phone for you, sir. Oh, Bernard Baruch is calling.
Perfect, thank you. Yes, Barney. No, got in an hour ago. Yep, Chicago and Detroit. Listen, I don't like what I'm seeing out there. Factories are shut down. My factories. You're darn tootin' I'm upset. Your boy Roosevelt's got to do something and make it drastic. I don't know. A new approach? A new plan? A new something? Yes. No, that's fine. We'll talk about it tonight. I can show you Barney, make it tomorrow. Tonight? Tonight I've got a date to the movies with an 11-year-old girl. Goodbye, Barney. Drake?
Yes, sir.
Coates?
Yes, sir.
Grace, you'll come too, of course?
Yes, sir.
Now, sir, will you be wanting the Bentley, sir, or the Duesenberg?
The Duesenberg.
Excellent choice, sir.
You know what? On second thought, no Duesenberg. This child's been cooped up in an orphanage for far too long. We'll walk.
Walk to the Roxy?
Sure, why not? It's only 45 blocks.
Yes.
Ah, smell that? Marvelous. Fifth Ave bus fumes. There's no air like the air of New York City. And you don't realize how much you miss it. This whole damn place. Until you've been away from it for a while. It's like the man says. After New York, every place else is Bridgeport. NYC, what is it about you? you're loud, you're tough. NYC, I go years without you. Then I can't get enough of cab drivers answering back in language far from pure. Enough of Frankfurters answering back, brother, you know you're in NYC. Too busy, too crazy, too hot, too cold, too late. I'm sold again on NYC. Come on, you slowpokes, we've got to get to the Roxy before the prices change.
NYC, the shadows at sundown, the roofs that scrape the sky. NYC, the rich and the rundown, the big parade goes by.
What other town has the Empire State and a mayor of 5'2"? No other town in the whole 48 can half compare to you.
Oh, NYC,
You make 'em all postcards.
you crowd,
You cramp.
you're still the champ. Amen for NYC. The shimmer of Times Square, the pulse, the beat, the tide.
And now CBS Radio brings you Ma Perkins. Ma's daughter Faye is going to marry Carl Michaels. On Friday, Carl went back to Chicago.
No, Carl, no! Don't go back to Chicago.
But no sooner had Carl left town than Dr. Andrew...
Good afternoon, Miss Hannigan.
Yeah, Farrell! You're early, only 1 week. What's the matter? Warbucks tired of Annie already?
Oh no, quite the contrary. Mr. Warbucks is delighted with Annie, and Annie is having the time of her life.
How nice.
Yes, they're practically inseparable, and they go everywhere together. To the Roxy and the Stock Exchange. Oh, and guess where they just had lunch together yesterday?
The Waldorf.
The Automat.
The Automat!
And she just loves her new winter coat. She never takes it off.
Never.
Never? Oh. Now, Miss Hannigan, I'm sure you're very busy.
Yep.
But this needs to be signed and returned back to Mr. Donatelli no later than 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
What for?
Oh, well, Mr. Warbucks is so taken with Annie that guess what?
What?
He wants to adopt her.
How nice. How wonderful. So let me get this wonderful news straight. Annie is going to be Warbucks' kid, the daughter of a millionaire.
Oh, no. The daughter of a billionaire.
My. Would you just excuse me? Just one moment. Why? You have any more wonderful news?
Oh, I told you about the coat, didn't I?
Oh, you told me about the coat.
Well then, good afternoon, Miss Hannigan. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Pardon me, Blondie. Hiya, sis. Long time no see.
Rooster, it never rains, it pours. They finally let you out of Sing Sing.
I got 6 months off for good behavior.
Yeah, I'll bet. What was it this time?
Some old geezer from Yonkers said I swindled him out $1,100.
And why'd he say that?
Because the rooster swindled him out of $1,100.
Ah, Lil.
It's true.
Sis, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine from,
Jersey City?
Jersey City. Miss Lily St. Regis.
I'm named after the hotel.
Which floor?
Don't you just love Lily, sis?
Yep, I'm nuts about it, Rooster. Hey, do me a favor.
Anything.
Get out and take the St. Regis with you.
Aw, come on, Aggie.
You're looking for another handout, huh?
No. Come on, I got $80 coming in the mail on Thursday. All I need is a tenner to tide me over.
Not even a nickel for the subway, Rooster.
A fiver, Aggie?
I gotta laugh. $5? You and all your big talk going to be living in clover.
Well, this ain't exactly Buckingham Palace.
Oh, yeah? I'm in the city. I got a steady salary, free food, free gas, free electric. I am doing all right.
Sis, you're doing like I'm doing.
Lousy.
Aggie. How'd the two Hannigan kids ever end up like this, huh? On the skids. I remember the way our sainted mother would sit and croon us her lullaby.
She'd say, kids, there's a place that's like no other. You gotta get there before you die.
You don't get there by playing from the rule book.
You stack the aces.
You load the dice. Mother dear, oh, we know you're down there listening. How can we follow your sweet advice? Easy street, where you sleep till noon.
Yeah.
She'd repeat, easy street, was that blondie I bumped into on my way in? Looked like she had a couple dollars.
Yeah, she works for Oliver Warbucks. The Oliver Warbucks? The millionaire? Nah, the billionaire, you dumb hotel. She works for him up at his mansion on 5th Avenue.
Fifth Avenue? We don't work on Fifth Avenue. Easy Street, Easy Street, where the rich folks play, where they play all day, move their feet to Easy Street, and when you get there, stay. So what did that dame want anyway?
Just to tell me the wonderful news that Annie, an orphan here, is getting adopted by Warbucks. That rotten kid. Gonna have everything. I hate that kid.
Crummy little orphan living in the lap of luxury. It ain't fair.
That ain't fair.
It ain't fair how we scrounge for $3 or $4 while she gets Warbucks.
Oh, the little brat.
It ain't fair. This here life is driving me nuts. Well, we get peanuts. She's living fat.
But maybe she holds the key, that little lady,
To get more bucks.
instead of less. Maybe we fix the game with something shady.
Where does that put us?
Tell her.
Give you one guess.
Yes!
Easy Street, Easy Street. Annie is the key. Yes, sirree, yes, sirree, yes, sirree. Easy Street, Easy Street. That's where we're gonna be.
Yes. 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 Mr. President, I'll admit that Barney and I are not exactly standing in bread lines yet. No, I'm not asking for your help. I've never asked for any man's help, and I never will. But you've got to do something and do it damned fast. Fine. Yes. We'll meet at the White House on
Friday.
Friday. Goodbye, Listen, Mr. President, why don't we bury the hatchet? You and Mrs. Roosevelt can come here for supper on Christmas Eve before you head to Hyde Park. Good, I'm delighted. Goodbye, Mr. President. If I didn't know he's going to say yes, I never would have asked him. Grace, call Al Smith and find out what Democrats eat.
Yes, sir.
The package from Tiffany's.
Yes, sir. It arrived this morning.
Good. I'm going to give this to Annie and tell her I want to adopt her. Where is she?
Oh, she's upstairs writing a letter to her friends in the orphanage. I can have Drake call her.
Fine. Damn.
You don't have to be nervous, sir. She's going to be the happiest little girl in the world.
You're damn right she is, and I'm not nervous. Please get Annie.
Drake, Mr. Warbucks will see Annie.
Miss Annie, Mr. Warbucks will see you now.
Thank you, Mr. Drake.
Sorry, I popped your
Hello, Annie. How are you doing today?
Fine. How are you today, Mr. Warbucks?
Fine.
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 Fine. Annie, I think it's time that you and I had a very serious discussion.
You're sending me back to the orphanage, right?
Annie, can we talk man to man? Good. I was born to a very poor family right here in Hell's Kitchen in New York. Both my parents died before I was 10. And I made a promise to myself, someday, one way or another, I was going to be rich. Very rich. By the time I was 23, I had made my first million. And then, 10 years later, I turned that into 100 million. Boy, in those days, that was a lot of money. Making money was all that I cared about. And Annie, I'll be honest with you, I was ruthless to those I had to step over to get to the top. Because I believed one thing. You don't have to be nice to those you meet on the way up if you don't plan on coming back down. But lately I've realized something. It doesn't matter how many Rembrandts or Duesenbergs you've got if you don't have someone to share your life with. If you're alone, then you might as well be broke and back in Hell's Kitchen. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
Good.
Kind of.
Kind of?
I guess. No one.
Damn. Annie, I was in Tiffany's the other day, and I wanted to get you something.
For me? Gee, thanks, Mr. Warbucks.
I had it engraved.
Oh, boy.
It's a locket. I noticed the broken one you always wear, and I said to myself, I'm going to get that kid a locket. Now, if you
No, please. I don't want a new locket.
Annie, what's the matter?
This locket, my mother and father left me when they left me at the orphanage. And I know being here with you for Christmas, I'm really lucky, but I don't know how to say it. The one thing I want more than anything in the whole world is to have my real mother and father and take the other kids with folks my own.
It's all right. I'll find them for you. I'll find your mother and father for you. I'll get her a brandy.
It's gonna be all right, Annie.
Miss Annie, just you see, if there's anybody who can find your mother and father, Mr. Warbucks is that man.
Mr. Warbucks will find your mother and father, even if he has to pull every political string there is to pull, up to and including the White House.
League of Nations.
If he should read the FBI, then he will have the FBI with all the favors that he's done. J. Edgar Hoover owes him one, and then the midnight oil gets burned till not a stone is left unturned. He will search everywhere and he'll find them, I swear. Oh, you won't be an orphan for long. Wherever men would call it quits, he'll use his fortune and his wits.
So never fear.
Cross the street, across the sea, any street, we guarantee that you won't be an orphan. No, you won't be an orphan for long.
J. Edgar, Warbucks, I want 50 of your best G-men. A day, a week, months, however long it takes. Well, put them on vacation and I'll pay for it. I'll pay all the costs. When can I have them? Tomorrow morning. Good. Oh, and Jay, I want Elliot Ness. Then take him off the Capone case. Annie, I'm going to need your locket.
Mr. Warbucks, I just told you.
I understand, but it could be our best shot at finding your mother and father. We'll have the FBI trace where it was bought and find out who bought it.
Did you have to watch everybody else perform?
Maybe the FBI should have my note, too.
Listen, you could be meeting your mother and father in just a few short days.
Oh, boy, I have to write to the kids about this.
What a thing to occur, finding them, losing her. Oh, you won't be an orphan for long.
And Mr. Warbucks says I'll be meeting my mother and father in just a couple days. So maybe now it's time, and maybe when I wake, they'll be there calling me baby, So maybe now this prayer's the last one of its kind. Won't you please come get your baby, maybe?
Thank you, Annie, thank you. On America's favorite radio program, the Occident Hour of Smiles, starring your old softie, Bert Healy. Oh, a moment of tears. Say something.
Thank you, Bert Healy.
But still, remember, folks.
Smile, darn ya, smile.
Right on, Wacky. Smile, darn ya, smile. Say, Wacky, who's that who just walked into our WEAF studio?
Why, it's none other than that wealthy industrialist and Wall Street tycoon, Oliver Warbucks.
Now, Oliver Warbucks, I understand that you have something to tell the folks at home about wonderful little Annie here.
Yes, good evening, Bert Healy. Annie is an 11-year-old foundling who was left by her parents on the steps of New York's municipal orphanage on the night of December 31st, 1922.
And aren't you now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents?
Yes, Bert Healy. I am now conducting a coast-to-coast nationwide search for Annie's parents. Drop page. Furthermore, I am offering a certified check for $50,000 to any person who can prove they're Annie's parents.
Wow! So, Annie's parents, if you're listening in, write to Oliver Warbucks, care of this station, WEAF New York, or directly to him at
my home. At my home, Bert Healy! At my home, Bert Healy, 987 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York.
That's 987 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York.
And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the makers of all new Oxidant toothpaste with Miracle L64 to fight bad breath for letting me appear this evening. And I just did a damn commercial! Grace, I have never endorsed anything in my life!
Hey, thanks for dropping by, Oliver. So, Annie's parents, if you're listening in, there's $50,000 and a wonderful daughter waiting for you. So get in touch right away, you hear?
Hey, Mr. Healy. Isn't it about time for them lovely Boylan sisters?
Oh, it most certainly is, Wacky. Well, I see by the old clock on the wall that none of our Friday night get-togethers has gone by faster than you can say Occident.
O, X, Y, D, T.
The toothpaste of the stars.
To make your teeth Hollywood bright.
So, for all of our Hour of Smiles family, Ronnie, Bonnie, and Connie, the lovely Boylan sisters,
and Wacky,
this is Bert Healy saying, ha ha ha! Hey, Overman, hey, Dapper Dan, you've both got your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Oh, thank you, thank you. Your clothes may be Beau Bromley, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe. smile.
Ready or not, here he goes. Listen to Bert tap his smiling toes.
The lovely Boylan sisters.
Do your clothes maybe Paul Bromley? They stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed. You're never dressed without an M-I-E smile, darn ya.
Yes, this is Bert Healy signing off. Until next week. Same time, same station. Saying good night. Buenas noches. Saying, I almost forgot. Good night.
That matters.
Miles family, this is Bert Healy saying ha 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 ha. Hey ho woman, hey Deptford, you both got your style, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Your clothes may be Beau Bromley, they stand out a mile, but brother, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Who cares what they're wearing on Main Street or Savile Row? It's what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe. That matters.
Oh, look, it's the lovely Boylan sisters.
So long for a while, remember you're never fully dressed without a smile. On Main Street or Savile Row, what you wear from ear to ear and not from head to toe. That matters. So Senator, so Senator, so long for a while, remember you're never fully dressed. Oh, you may wear your best, you're never fully dressed without a smile. Smile, smile.
Did I hear happiness in here? What are you doing up?
Annie's on the radio.
No! The next thing you know, they're gonna be making a musical about her.
Miss Hannigan, Miss Hannigan.
Say it. She never misses. $50,000. $50,000 reward. What I couldn't do with $50,000. I hate that Annie so much, you'd think I was her mother.
Pardon us, ma'am. Are you the lady who runs this here orphanage?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we knocked
Oh,
upstairs,
Ralph.
but nobody answered.
I'm scared. Something could have happened to her.
There, Shirley. She's going to be here, and she's going to be ours again. Ma'am,
What do you want?
we had some terrible troubles back then. We had to head north to Canada. We had to leave a baby here on the front stoop.
Our little girl, our Annie.
Annie? You're Annie's parents.
Oh, please, nothing's happened to her.
Annie's parents? Where did you say you came from again?
We come from a little farm up in Canada
Manitoba.
where they got lots of chickens,
Little chickens.
ducks,
Ducks.
geese,
Oh, you should see all the geese.
oh, and roosters.
Gotcha, sir. I never would have known it was you in 100 years.
Full Jaggy, and we're gonna fool Warbucks too.
Get ourselves 50,000 big ones.
This is gonna be the best bunco job ever, Aggie. I know a guy out of jail can doctor up a fake birth certificate or any other papers you might need. But we're gonna need your help, Aggie, for details about Annie to help us pull this thing off.
Yeah, I can help you. A lot. But what is in it for me, Ralph?
What? Three-way split.
Half. Half? Half.
Half. $25,000 apiece, straight down the middle. But we gotta act fast. Give them some of the old rooster razzle-dazzle. Get in there 2-3 minutes at most. Get in, get the kid, get the hell out of town.
Yeah, the kid. That's the problem. What do we do with her afterward?
Oh, that's no problem.
When the rooster wants something to disappear, it disappears.
For good.
Rooster!
Come on, Aggie. We're gonna get that 50 grand, we're gonna blow this crummy town, and then Lil and I are gonna meet you.
Where? Yeah.
President Roosevelt has so far lived up to none of his lofty campaign promises. All we have had from Franklin Delano Roosevelt is his so-called brain trust.
Brain trust
is a great deal of high-flown talk and virtually no action. In a nation racked by poverty, misery, and unemployment, it is deeds we want from the White House, not words. In short, Mr. President, if you are listening, we've had enough of your fireside chats. It's time to...
Criticism, damn it. Nothing but criticism.
I know.
It's awful.
Did anyone see the Washington Post this morning?
My friends, I say again, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Franklin, you've already been elected.
Every cloud has a silver lining, or you're never fully dressed without a smile.
Oliver, Warbucks, and friend Franklin.
Yes, Louis, please see them in.
Oliver.
Oliver, good of you to have come.
Good afternoon, Mr. President.
And who is this we have here?
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce you to a very good friend of mine, Annie.
Annie?
She so wanted to meet you that I had to bring her along just to say hello.
Of course, you're the little girl who sang so beautifully on the radio last night.
How do you do, President Roosevelt?
How do you do, Annie? You're as lovely as you sounded on the radio.
Thank you, President Roosevelt.
Well, shall we begin?
Yes, Annie, if you'll wait in the car.
Oh, no, Oliver, please, let Annie stay. I think having a child on hand will keep everyone on our very best behavior.
Thank you, Mr. President. Annie?
And Harold, I don't want to hear even so much as a gosh out of you.
Franklin, a child?
Now, Oliver, since you seem to represent those happy few who have any money left, I'd like to begin with your view on matters.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the words of Calvin Coolidge, the business of this country is business. Yes, and for the good of you, Wall Street, and myself, we've got to get my factories open and workers back to work.
According to my latest figures, there are now 15 million Americans out of work and nearly 50 million with no visible means of support.
Mr. President, if I may, unemployment is not our biggest concern. I mean, the dispatches from Germany are growing more and more disturbing each day. There could be war.
Germany, hell, people are starving in this country.
Harold, I know that, but in the long run, we're not.
Cordell, for those who are starving, there could be no long run.
The problem is it's all happening at once. Stock market just took another nosedive.
Sit-down strikes, riots.
Floods, dust storms.
And the FBI still has yet to catch Al Capone. Well, at least we're all in agreement on one thing. The situation is hopeless and getting worse.
I'd like to see those figures.
The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there will be...
Shh, quiet, little girl.
Harold. I'm sorry, Annie, what was that? Go ahead, it is still a free country after all.
Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I just stick up my chin and grin and say, oh, the sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. You're always a day away.
Harold, stand up.
What?
You heard me. Stand up. Up, up, up. Now, Harold, sing.
Mr. President,
Harold, sing like Annie. I've just decided that if my administration is going to be anything, it's going to be optimistic about the future of this country. Harold, sing.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
Louder, Harold.
And bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be
good. Perkins, join him.
Just thinking about tomorrow. Clear away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's
so long for the president. When I'm stuck with a day that's gray and lonely, I'll just stick out my chin, up my chin, and grin and say, everybody sing together. Republicans too, Oliver, sing.
The sun will come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come what may, tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. You're always a day away. Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. You're always a day
Mr. President, a telegram?
Ah, yes, if you excuse me, everyone. Thank you, Louis. Oh, this isn't for me, it's for you, Oliver. It reads, from Secretary in New York, hundreds of couples jamming streets outside house, all claiming to be Annie's parents.
Oh boy.
Have begun to screen them, suggest you return to New York at once, signed Grace Farrell.
Well, I guess the Hour of Smiles has more listeners than we thought.
Gee, hundreds of couples. One of them is bound to be my mother and father.
Oliver, it sounds like you better get back to New York at once.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President.
Bye, everyone.
So long, Annie.
Bye, Mr. President, and thank you.
No, thank you, Annie. You're the type of person a president should have around.
Mr. President, what if we started 100, no, 1,000 federal projects?
Dams.
Yes.
Highways.
Yes.
New post office.
Yes. And we put the unemployed back to work building them.
We could create 5 million new jobs within 6 months.
And weekly paychecks would get all those millions off relief and back to paying taxes.
And we build a country so strong that nobody, not even Chancellor Hitler, could ever beat us in a war.
Mr. President, what we need to do is give the people a new outlook
outlook.
A new vision.
A new approach.
A new concept.
A new dedication.
A new horizon.
A new spirit.
A new attitude.
A new deal. My friends, I was right the first time. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. Harmony.
Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow, you're only a day
Drake, look at all these questionnaires. Do you realize I've spoken to 617 women claiming to be Annie's mother and 619 men claiming to be her father? That would make, well, let me see.
1,236.
And they're all liars. Drake, I never realized how many dishonest people there were on the island of Manhattan.
Well, some of them were from the Bronx, miss.
Grace, we're back.
Where are they, Miss Farrell? Where are all the people?
They're gone, dear. Come and gone. I'm so sorry, Annie, but they were all liars and fakes after nothing but the $50,000.
Are you certain?
Yes, sir. None of them made any mention of your locket. I'm so sorry.
Sir, this has just come by special messenger from the FBI.
Oh, well, it seems that Elliot Ness was able to locate the manufacturer of Annie's locket in Utica, New York. That sort of locket was manufactured between 1918 and 1924.
Sort of locket?
Yes. Oh, over 90,000 were made and sold.
90,000?
90,000?
Yes, Annie, I'm afraid the gist of this is that Ness doesn't think there's a chance in a million of tracing your parents to the locket. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, gee, you did the best you could. If you can't find them, then nobody can. Anyways, like how you turned out. You got everything. All them Duesenbergs hanging on the wall and everything.
Excuse us, sir. We'll check on the dinner menu.
Annie, a Duesenberg is a car. Babe Ruth is the right fielder for the New York Yankees, and there's something else you should know. I've made me a fortune, that fortune made 10, been headlined and profiled again and again, but something was missing. I never quite knew that something was someone but who. My speeches are greeted with thunderous acclaim at 2 universities bearing my name, but something was missing each time I got through. That something was someone but who. That someone be? How could she make it known? Who would need me for me? Need me for me alone? The world was my oyster, but where was the pearl? Who dreamed I could find it in one little girl? Yes, something was missing, but dreams can come true. That something is no The world was my oyster, but where was the pearl? Who dreamed I could find it in one little girl? Yes, something was missing, but dreams do come true. That something is no one but you. Grace! Grace! Do you have those legal papers I gave you the other day?
Yes, sir. I'll get them right away.
Oh, Grace, wait. I haven't waltzed since J.P. Morgan went bust. Annie, have a seat. Annie, I would like to adopt you.
Adopt me?
Yes or no?
If I can't have my real mother and father, there's no one else I'd rather have for a father than you, Mr. Warbucks.
Drake?
Yes, sir.
Call Justice Brandeis, have her come here and sign the adoption papers.
Yes, sir.
And Grace, tell Mrs. Pugh we're going to have a house full of guests. We'll need flowers.
Flowers.
Caviar.
Caviar.
Champagne.
Champagne.
Oh, Grace.
I'm fine.
Now, Annie, this is not just going to be an adoption party. It's going to be a celebration. And you can invite anyone you want in the world to come to it. So who's it going to be? Babe Ruth? Johnny Rockefeller? Mahatma Gandhi? I hear he's fun.
I guess I'd like Miss Farrell here, Mrs. Pugh, Annette, Mrs. Greer, Mr. Drake. I guess I'd like everybody here.
I'd like that too. Drake? Tell the staff to get spiffed up. They're going to be guests at Annie's adoption party.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else?
Oh, and the kids.
Oh, no. It'll be way past their bedtime. Tell you what, they can come over tomorrow morning for a big Christmas party.
Miss Hannigan, too?
Miss Hannigan, too. Why not? Grace. Grace, could you get Annette? Hey, Grace, that's a lovely dress you have on. Can you have Annette do something with her hair and Mrs. Greer put her in a new dress?
Annie. Everything's humming now.
My friends, welcome to the most wonderful night of my life. Annie, you made me the luckiest man in the world.
And I'm the luckiest kid.
Together at last, together forever. We're tying a knot they never can sever. I don't need sunshine now to turn my skies to blue.
I don't need anything but you.
You've wrapped me around that cute little finger. You've made life a song. You've made me a singer.
And what's that top tune you always ba-ba-boo?
Ba-ba-ba. Anything but you.
Yesterday was plain awful.
You could say that again.
Yesterday was plain awful.
But that's
not now. That's then. I'm poor as a mouse.
tougher than Midas. But nothing on earth could ever divide us. And if tomorrow I'm an apple seller too,
I don't need anything but you. Yesterday was plain awful.
you could say that again.
Yesterday was plain awful.
But that's
Not now. That's
then. I don't need anything. I don't need anything but
Now, Oliver, Annie, we're ready to start. The adoption process is very simple. According to the laws of the state of New York,
Sir.
What?
Sir.
Excuse us, folks. We don't mean to interrupt. Shirley, look. There's our Annie.
Who are you?
Oh, honey, we're your mom and dad.
Mudge. Mudge is the name. Ralph Mudge, and this here's the wife, Shirley.
Oh, you don't know it, dear, but you're Annie Mudge.
Annie Mudge?
We was sick and broke, honey. We had terrible troubles, and we had to leave. And a man offered us a job up on his farm up in Canada.
Oh, but we couldn't bring along no baby.
We loved you, Annie, but we couldn't take you with us.
Mr. Mudge, is it? We've seen a great deal of people today claiming to be her parents. I just
well,
don't see-
proof. I expect you want to see proof of who we are. Well, here's our driver's license and Annie's birth certificate.
Baby girl, name Anne Elizabeth Mudge, born to Ralph and Shirley Mudge, New York, New York, on October the 28th, 1922.
October 28th. That's my birthday.
It was in her note.
Yes, but I just don't...
Mister, please, you gotta believe us. We got into town this afternoon on a Greyhound bus. We went up to the orphanage to fetch our Annie, but the lady there said our baby was up here.
Oh, Annie, all the years I dreamed of holding you in my arms again.
Mr. Mudge, on the night that Annie was left at the orphanage...
Here's something you wouldn't know. When we left Annie at the orphanage, we left half a locket, and we kept the other half, so as one day...
Oh, Ralph, look, she's wearing it.
And here's the part we kept. Yep, it fits perfectly.
Oh, thank God, Ralph. She's our Annie.
She is. She is.
She seems to be.
Well, if you just be getting Annie's things together, we'll be taking her along
Take
now.
her?
No.
Mr. Mudge, what about the money?
Money? Well, we don't have much, but we'd be glad to give you whatever we...
You haven't heard that I'm offering a certified check for $50,000 to anyone who can prove they're Annie's parents?
No, sir. We don't know nothing about no check. Well, anyways, we don't want no money.
Right, we don't want no money for Annie.
Well, but on the other hand, Cheryl, remember that little pig farm out in New Jersey? Wow, with $50,000, we could buy it. We could afford to bring Annie up right in the country with fresh air, fresh eggs.
Fresh ham.
Fresh ham. Certified, huh? All I got to do is make it out to myself?
Yes, tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yes, you wouldn't mind if Annie spent the night. Tomorrow is Christmas. Then you can come by and pick up Annie and the check.
Oh.
Oh.
Is there a problem?
No, sir. Well, we should just be getting back to the hotel now. Well, goodbye, Annie. Until tomorrow, honey. And then you'll be spending the rest of your life with us.
Goodbye, Annie love.
Goodbye, all. Oops. Pardon me, Blondie. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Season's greetings, one and all.
Well, This is wonderful, wonderful news.
Oh, yes. Great.
Annie has found her mother and father, and they seem to be a very nice couple.
You're lucky, Annie.
Right, I'm lucky. Just think, a pig's farm.
Mrs. Pugh, champagne.
First, that was like, I always feel like that.
We are going to have a celebration. Annie has just received the most wonderful news that she has found her mother and father. I propose a toast to Annie Mudge.
To Annie Mudge. Oh, Annie.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
I seem to have that effect on a lot of people.
I've lost her. I've lost Annie.
Sir, that Mr. Mudge, I've seen him someplace before, but I just can't put my finger on where or when. But I have the strangest feeling that he's not who he says he is.
Mr. President.
Franklin.
Franklin, I need your help.
Of course, Oliver, anything I can do.
Thank you, Grace. We would never have been able... Oh, hello, Annie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Annie.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Warbucks, Miss Farrell.
You're up early.
Yes, well, my folks are coming for me, so I thought I'd just wait here for them. I'm going out to the country. Will you come see me sometimes?
Yes, I'll see you.
You're up early, too.
Huh, what a night we've had. We've had FBI men coming and going at all hours. Annie, did you know the president is here?
Really?
Annie, I have some difficult news to tell you, and the president is going to help us. Franklin?
Annie, early this morning, FBI Director Hoover telephoned me on the phone with some very sad news. Using the paper and handwriting from your note, he was able to determine the identity of your parents.
Yes, we already know that. Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
No, Annie. They weren't your parents. Your parents were David and Margaret Bennett.
David and Margaret Bennett? Where are they?
Annie, they're...
Annie, your parents, they passed away a long time ago.
You mean they're dead?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Are you all right, Annie?
Yes, because I always knew my folks were dead, and I knew they always loved me. And they were going to come back for me, even if they weren't going to.
I love you, Annie Bennett.
And I love you, too. Now, who the heck are Ralph and Shirley Mudge?
Atta girl. Who the heck are Ralph and Shirley Mudge?
So the birth certificate could have certainly been forged, but the thing is that they knew about your locket.
The locket. That's your key.
Yes, but only we knew about the locket, and the FBI, of course.
And Miss Hannigan.
And Miss Hannigan.
And Miss Hannigan.
Miss Hannigan, sir, and the children from the orphanage.
Show them in, Drake. Miss Hannigan, pleasure to meet you.
Same here, and I'd know you anywhere. You're the Oliver Warbucks, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Let me introduce you to some folks. You know my assistant, Grace Farrell.
Yeah.
This is the President of the United States.
Sure.
And you know my butler, Drake.
Hi, kids!
Sir, this has just come from the FBI.
Thank you.
Look, kids, there's presents for all of us.
Comes the dawn. Now it all makes sense.
Oh, Annie, come look at this.
Leaping lizards. Who would have guessed?
Show it to the President.
Sir, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge.
Thank you, Drake. Drake. Franklin, would you like us to call the car for you?
Oh, no. Eleanor can wait.
Won't you please come in, Mr. and Mrs. Mudge?
Good morning.
Morning.
And Merry Christmas, one and all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry, 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 Merry.
Thank you.
Christmas.
Shirley, there she is, our little girl.
Your little girl.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Hello, dear.
Well, we don't want to be keeping you on Christmas and all, so we'll just be taking Annie, her suitcase.
Allow me.
And, the check?
The check, yes. Here you are. Certified check for $50,000.
$50,000. Paid the order of Ralph Mudge.
Read it again.
Paid to the order of The Jig Is Up.
That's right. The jig is up, Daniel Francis Hannigan.
Also known as Rooster Hannigan, also known as Ralph Mudge, also known as Danny the Dip.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dad.
Franklin, I believe that fraud is a federal offense and that your agents have the power to arrest.
Oh, why, they certainly do. Drake, would you mind?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, and arrest her too.
Hey! I haven't seen these people since yesterday.
Oh, come off it, Aggie.
Yeah, little Lie's taking a fall, so are you.
Oliver, Mr.
The jig is up.
Yeah. Annie, how good and nice I always was to you.
I would, but remember the one thing you always taught me? Never tell a lie.
You brat! I'll let you know a little secret. I never liked you, you little gold digger. I never liked any of yous.
Your days are numbered.
Let me out!
Annie, we would like to meet your friends.
Okay, kids. This is Miss Grace Farrell, and this is...
Hi, kids.
And this is Mr. Daddy Warbucks.
Hi, kids.
And this is the President of the United States.
Hi, kids.
Kids, Miss Hannigan is gone for good. You don't have to work anymore. Instead, you'll have classrooms and teachers.
But listen, kids, no more mush.
Girls, for you and perhaps for all of us, this Christmas is going to be the beginning of a wonderful new life.
The carols are stilled, the stores aren't filled,
And windows are minus their dressings.
the children don't grin, the Santas are thin, and I've heard a terrible rumor. No goodwill, no cheer.
But we'll get a new deal for Christmas this year.
The snowflakes are frightened of falling, and no one will fix, no peppermint sticks.
And all across the land, folks are bawling.
And filled with despair, 'cause cupboards are bare.
But Santa's got brand new
Christmas.